Okay, so this is a just quick overview of the tally board operator role, kind of run through the logistics of that. So I sent out a couple other videos. One is a general overview. The other one is a pretty detailed overview of how these project cards are going to move through the actual simulation virtually. So if you remember in the past, we had these project cards, they were filled out manually and we kind of checked them off along the way. So I actually created a way that we could do that digitally. So that's about a 20-minute video. I definitely would encourage you to watch that so you get a sense of how things are going to move overall. But I'm going to specifically focus in on the role of the tally board operator and kind of once you receive that project card, what you actually do with it, how you access the tally board, and then what you do to pass along the project card to the next person. So we're in our sandbox, kind of our test run. As you can see, the way this is going to work is there will be a meeting in the general channel on Teams, and you will actually be able to, if you open up that general channel, you'll be able to see the simulation. So here it is. It's actually running right now. So you can kind of keep track of that even while you're getting information. One note for both of these things, both the Teams, logging into Teams and logging into Box, you'll need to use your augusta.edu account. I can't really share some of this outside of the augusta.edu. So for logging into Teams, you'll have to be on your augusta.edu Teams account and on your augusta.edu Box account. If you have any issues with that, just let me know. So basically, as the tally board operator, you're receiving the project cards once they've been checked by the financial analyst, and then you're just subtracting the cost of the project from the tally board. You don't have to check and make sure that they're correct, that someone else is doing that. You're just subtracting the information. So all of that's going to happen on this banking admin channel here. So I have a couple examples of kind of how that's going to look in general. So here you can see that we kind of have this string of projects, and here, for example, let's say there's an ETU. So this was where it started, and it kind of gets passed down the line. So it starts with a banker, and then the banker would then tag the financial analyst. So the financial analyst would get tagged, and then they would send it to the tally board operator. So you as the tally board operator would see here that everyone else had checked off. And the way I want this to work is that as people check it off, they're going to tag the next person down the line. So the way you tag in Teams, again, is at, and you tag the person that you're going to address this to. So, for example, so if someone is sending it to you, they would say at AB Baldwin. So you are not actually on this channel yet, but then you would get tagged, and then you would be able to, you would receive that, and you'd receive a notification that someone had tagged you, and then you'd look at the PDF that they had tagged. Now, the way we're going to send PDFs in this case is going to be a link. So here you can see you just click on this link, and that link, notice again the meeting is still going on here, but that link will pull up the project. So here you can see, okay, I'm the tally board operator. I got this from the financial analyst. This tells me the project, which it doesn't really matter for me. All I need to know is what it costs. So I see 4, 2, and 2. So I'm going to go over to my tally board here. I'm going to subtract 4 capacity. And this will be something that you can edit as the tally board operator, but the students can only see. So you're going to subtract 4 capacity from the CDC. You're going to subtract 2 power from the WHO. So you're going to go from 8 to 6. And then from the Gates Foundation, you're going to subtract 2 money. So then that's 16. So that's it. You've checked it off. You've subtracted. That's all you have to do then. You can close this. And then once you do that, you're going to send it along. And then you just do that by hitting reply. And in this case, Allison Hagen is going to be the map operator. So you're going to send this to Allison Hagen. And if you tag her, once I add her to the channel, I'm going to add her to the channel. Sorry about that. So that's not something you have to do, but once I do that, so then you would say at Allison Hagen. So you're tagging her by just using the at. So that turns her purple. And then you could say subtracted from tally board to be placed on map or something like that. So that says that you're finished with it. and then it goes on to the next person. So that's going to tag Allison, and then she will see that that needs to be done, and then she'll pick it up from there. And again, she can access that same link that you had before. It's important to know that each of these separate conversations is a separate project. So if you would never, as the Talley board operator, start a new project, but a new conversation here has a new subject. So in general, as a Talley board operator, you're only going to be replying to previous conversations that have been started and really just getting that information. And again, multiple, these may come in several times, several of them may come in at once. As the Talley board operator, you're going to be tagged. You just have to work your way through them. So if there's 3 that come in, you just have to keep track of, okay, this was the first conversation that started here. So, okay, I see this one, I did this one, and then just mentally you have to check that off. The other way to check it off is just to see if you'd replied. So reply to that, and then you do go to the next one, and the next one. You just kind of work your way down in order of time. So that's really all you have to do from the Talley board operator standpoint, and you'll have access to this spreadsheet that's on Box. Again, it's a basic spreadsheet that you can edit, just subtract, but the students can only view. That's really all there is from the Talley board operator standpoint. I have sent this in a larger document. I'll send this out again. That basically has a flow sheet of exactly how the project cards work, so you can see where you are here as a Talley board operator, and then what you do next and who you send it to. So essentially, you can kind of see how the project cards work. But really, for this standpoint, we're really at the Talley board operator. So you get that. You're going to get tagged from the financial analyst, and you're going to subtract those resources from each group on the Talley board, which is a box note table. Then you're going to tag to the map person. So that's Allison Hagen. You're going to tag the map person, and you're going to tag them and say that you've done your part, and then Allison will then get the project put on the map. So just to emphasize, probably the most important step once you've subtracted the resource from the Talley board is to make sure that you've passed along the project card in the chat stream to the next person. So as the Talley board operator, you're going to receive it, and then you just need to make sure you use that at Allison Hagen to send it to the map operator to make sure it gets put on the map. So you'll get it, and then really just making sure you tag the next person in line in that specific chat stream so that they know you're finished with it, and then it gets processed on the map. So that's it for Talley board operation. Really pretty similar. It's just now going to be a virtual card rather than a physical card that you get. And you're going to be using Box instead of kind of a separate online program to subtract those. Again, look at the general overview and kind of the overall view of how the project cards work. That'll help kind of explain how all this fits into context. And please, as always, let me know if you have any questions.